Hey guys, for any questions or feedback, you can email me at sowingseedpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening. I hope you'll choose to get the family involved like we did.
Welcome to Growing the Seed, the podcast where we document the steps we take to build the Sowing Seed podcast, the business, and the brand. We'll share what works, and we'll share the challenges. Now, here's your host who raised 3 great kids and occasionally his voice, Matt Miller.
This next month, actually a couple of weeks from now, in the middle of October, will mark the 11th year since we started my company, School Spirit Vending. That start was at a small elementary school in West Columbia, Texas, called West Columbia Elementary, where we were given a shot because my buddy Jeremy Rand was the PE teacher there, and he was willing to talk to his principal on our behalf. Fast forward to today, we are a nationwide franchise with franchisees in about 42 or 43 states, to include Alaska and Hawaii. We're in approaching 3,000 schools across the country and have raised in excess of $5 million collectively for those schools over the last 11 years. Well, from the very beginning, School Spirit Vending, or we call it SSV for short, has been all about family and has incorporated our family every step of the way. From the very beginning, when we needed a graphic designer because our custom stickers were going to be very design intensive, as we did customization in each and every school that we're in across the country. My son Zane getting taught the basics of Photoshop and Illustrator from my friend Jeff Smith in exchange for a couple of hours work in Jeff and Beanie's yard. And at 10 years old, beginning his graphic design career. Fast forward to today, he's 22, has been doing graphic design professionally for nearly 12 years with hundreds of clients, thousands of design jobs. And today he heads up the design as a senior at Hillsdale College for several of these student publications and is a valued employee in their public affairs department at the university. To my daughter, Sarah, who is a wildly talented artist and who followed in her brother's footsteps several years ago and does graphic design for many of our schools and our franchisees today. She also does the show notes for one of my podcasts, the School Zone School Fundraising Ideas podcast. And she does social media for another show for a friend of hers, father as well. To my youngest, Rebecca, who when we got started was only 5 years old or so, and all she could do was put quarters in our machines at the time. But over time, she learned how to assemble machines. She loved coming with her dad to all the trade shows that we would attend. And while initially she just ran around and gathered up free stuff from all the vendors, today, because of her personality and for her love of people, she's sought after to come and work some of those same trade shows, because as a soon-to-be 17-year-old, the ability to carry on a conversation with adults and children alike without a phone in her face is a rare thing in today's day and age. To Amy and all of her help behind the scenes, especially when it comes to tax time, and now in helping us ramp up a logistics operation for our franchisees. The entire family has been involved since literally day one. And in many cases, it's purely been out of necessity, just because as a small business, you got to do what you got to do, whether there's money available or not. But in the process, each and every member of the family has played a valuable role and has learned a lot of the basics of business and of life along the way. If you've got a business, if you're thinking about starting a business, I would encourage you to do all that you can to get your family involved like we have. Our kids are better off for it. I believe they're better prepared for the world and for getting out on their own through it as well. And most importantly, it's been a huge blessing for us all to put something together as a family as the kids were growing up. God bless you guys.
Thanks for listening. Check out our website, sowingseed.net, the Sowing Seed channel on YouTube, and if you got something out of today's podcast, give us a 5-star review on your podcast player of choice. Until next time, go plant the seed you need to succeed.